Alright, welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Blows. Tonight it's Adam, Chris, and Keith with you here this evening. And it is officially free agency slash, not way too early for us at least, way too early World Series predictions for the MLB. But before we get into that, like this video, subscribe to the page, comment who you think is going to be the World Series winner for 2024/25 season. And yeah, like I said, let us know. But jumping into it, Braves have got to be front runners, right? Still,
They are indeed the front runners. It's a close second for the Dodgers, Rangers, Astros. Diamondbacks really are kind of way down the list at plus 4,000 still. So
It's kind of surprising because they're not really losing much of that team.
yeah, I think they're young. They're taking the next phase. I think for sure you want to see them add depth in the bullpen and then probably a really good third starter. I think they probably feel really good about Zach Gallen.
Well, they like the Puff kid. He's
like him
pretty
as well.
decent.
So I still think they're probably a couple pitching pieces away, but from a hitting and defensive standpoint,
they're there.
I think they're there.
Their outfield's fantastic.
Solid. Christian Walker, did he win a Gold Glove at first this year?
Or
Was he a finalist?
He's a finalist.
He's a finalist. They've announced the Gold Glove winners. We can check that in a second, but I'm not sure.
But I mean, yeah, you got him out there. You got
finalist.
Corbin Carroll out there, and
Corbin Carroll's going to be your offensive rookie of the year.
He's probably going to play more so left or right, but yeah, at times he's played center for them for sure.
So I mean, he's a defensive menace out there. Like he's
so dangerous on the base pass. I mean, the kid's gonna he was very good this year. He's gonna get even better next year.
He stole 50 bases.
So
and he's really quick. He's good. He's good with the bat. He can put the
But
ball all over.
I think you're right though. I think they are just a couple pitching pieces away from being an elite contender in the NL.
Yeah.
Year in and year out.
Yeah.
If the Braves can keep pitching healthy, I think we're good.
Christian Walker did win the Gold Glove.
Christian Walker did win the Gold Glove.
So yeah, I think like you said, I think you hit it nail on the head. I think defensively they are there. They got bats top and bottom in that lineup. They can hit well.
Yeah.
But with the historic season that the Braves had, to be beat in the first round like they were, I think you saw our weak point in the fact of we have two good pitchers, and then we didn't know how to do it without them. Essentially,
there wasn't enough bullpen depth. I thought was the thing for the Braves, and their hitting just turned cold.
Yeah, they didn't score, but 6 runs.
Yeah. 8 runs, but either way.
Well, they scored 5 in one game to win, like game 2.
Yeah.
And then they only scored like one in like game 1 and one in game 3.
Yeah.
I mean, the hitting just went absolutely cold. So the good thing for the Braves is they do have their core lined up to where you still have Acuna, Olsen, Ozzie, Riley,
even Sean Murphy.
Harris, Sean Murphy got an extension. So the issue becomes, what are you going to do in left field because you let Eddie Rosario go? Speculation is they go out and either get Lourdes Gurriel Jr. from Arizona because he is leaving Arizona, or you go out and get re-sign Jorge Soler because Jorge Soler did opt out of that contract with Miami.
Yep.
So, and there's also speculation that they go and trade for Duvall. So I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces out there for them to do.
Adam Duvall coming
Yeah,
back.
bring him back for like the 4th time.
He's like Jesse Chavez, man. He's been
Right.
Too.
So I mean, it's really going to be. I think Atlanta, I do believe, will go out and make a splash in the pitching market because they need to make a splash in the pitching market because you don't have Kyle Wright next year. He's out for the entire year because he had to have shoulder surgery, so he's out.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with Ian Anderson coming back from Tommy John.
So and we'll see we'll see if he's going to be where he's going to be at in his progression.
Yeah.
Soroka, I don't think he's ever going to pitch again. As far as a quality starting pitcher, I don't think he's ever going to pitch again.
Yep.
I can see him being a bullpen guy.
Just in my opinion, but I think they need to go out and get somebody because you still haven't locked up Fried. Fried is one of the pieces here that I'm not sure what they're doing. I trust in what AA is doing. I don't think he trusts in Max Fried to give him a long-term deal right now, which is why he doesn't have a long-term deal.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be one of those prove-it years. If you're going to stay healthy and pitch 25 to 30 games for us and win us, 10 to 15 of those games, I'll sign you. But if you're not going to, I have no problem letting you walk. I'll go find someone who can.
You,
Yeah, and I'll find someone who can.
Yeah. And I think that's fair because Max Fried also has a 5.6 ERA in the postseason as well. So, I mean,
4.6. Well, you're exaggerating just a little much, but it's under 5. But it is top
Maybe.
5 worst in the top 5 worst in the.
maybe.
I sent it through the chat. We'll look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's top 5 worst in the National League.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I think the Braves obviously the heavy favorite for a lot of good reasons. Dodgers, a team that's always been
Always
in
is
the
and always
postseason.
has been and will be.
Yeah, and I think for the Dodgers this year, it's about can you get your pitching healthy finally, right? Can a person like a Tony Gonsolin and a Dustin May actually be
stay
healthy for you?
You do get Walker Buehler back next year,
And
so
you get
Walker
Walker
Buehler's
Buehler.
going to help.
Yeah.
Gonsolin comes back. Dustin May should hopefully come back. Not
Is,
sure when they'll be back.
Yeah.
What's the is it Julio? What's his name?
Urias is
Urias.
probably going to be
He's in
kicked.
Toronto though.
No. Julio Urias. No,
the pitcher.
Julio Urias. We had him 2 years ago on our fantasy team.
The kid with the
Oh, yeah,
glasses.
yeah, you're right,
the
you're
kid
right,
that
you're right,
wears
never
his
mind.
hat sideways.
Yeah, never
The
mind.
one that also just had domestic violence for the second time.
Yes,
So-
yes,
also-
that guy.
Yeah, so
That guy.
he's probably going to be suspended for at least half the year.
Yeah.
So he's probably not going to be a factor with anybody because this is a contract year for him too.
Yeah.
But
I do think for the Dodgers, they're probably sitting back, and if you're a Dodgers fan, you're saying we've got to add pieces.
oh, absolutely, because they've gotten
can't
old
just
in a
rely-
lot of places.
Yeah, we can't just rely on Mookie Betts and
Freddie
Freeman. We have to be able to get to the next level piece-wise, especially in the outfield. Their outfield has been so depleted over the last.
Well,
couple years.
they're high on that James Outman that came up, the young kid that came up. So you have Outman and Mookie, on the corners. So then the question is who you're going to play at center. Yeah, so who's going to be at center? Whether it's like Chris Taylor, or they go out and pick up somebody in free agency. They've really got to figure out what to do with third base. Justin Turner opted out of the contract from Boston. Maybe he comes back.
Yep.
He is also 38 years old, so who knows how many more actual decent years he has left with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. The Dodgers. I don't think they're going to win the championship next year, just because of
I think they're
just because of the past.
Yeah.
They're very old in a lot of key spots. Where Atlanta went and got youth, the Dodgers keep putting their faith in older players, and it's going to hurt them at some point. And I think this might be the year that it hurts them because their rotation's not what it used to be, and they just don't have the depth on their lineup.
The team. I mean,
Yeah.
the team that I'm not surprised that's up there is Philly.
Yeah.
They're not the greatest regular season team.
Yeah.
They're doing just enough to get to the playoffs, but I'd be damned if they haven't been a great playoff team the last 2 years.
Yeah, and they're phenomenal from a lineup standpoint. I think they feel that there's probably not a whole lot they need to add. Maybe a center fielder. Maybe a center fielder. They definitely need a third pitcher. Wheeler and
Nola's a free agent. Nola might be gone, so they're potentially losing Aaron Nola. So
I
they're going
would be willing to bet money they bring Nola back. But I think Nola and Wheeler are there. But you're right. They got to get a third pitcher. They may even get a comfortable fourth. And then bullpen. I mean, the bullpen is what ended up killing them against Arizona.
Bullpen's always been their downfall.
Yeah.
Bullpen has always been their downfall.
But I do think the Astros are a team that if you're placing money, I'd be pretty confident in. They're a team that's always around there. They're always in there. They're always kind of fighting to get to the World Series.
They have a solid. They like the Braves. They have a very good, solid core that they're playing around.
Yeah, and the problem for them again is also bullpen. Right. It's
this year
like,
it was, yes.
I think their bullpen let them down. I'd be interested. Verlander obviously on
39,
option.
40.
Yeah.
He's on an option, so he can come back. He's shown interest in coming to Atlanta, but he is 40 years old.
Yeah.
So
that's the same thing there, right? Like can they bring him back? How good can he be for a whole season? So I think there's some teams that nobody's like. I'm a little surprised how far down they are. I think Baltimore. Obviously, yes, we know Baltimore needs pitching. That is the clear reason they didn't make it anywhere in the postseason. But they have such a young, talented core lineup. I think the Cubs and the Red Sox are two teams that I'd be willing to put some money on that I think will spend money this offseason.
I like Boston going into next year.
Yeah, I think they're teams that will spend money this offseason.
I think the Cubs would be a good.
Yeah.
Will be a big splash hit.
If they can go out and add some power to that lineup, if they go and re-sign Cody Bellinger, that's going to help them a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess the rumor mill is already going, of course, of Shohei and the Cubs making a splash for him because they got the capital for it.
Yeah.
And
the Giants are the other big one for Shohei.
Yeah.
If all you're looking is for a bat for next year, why not Shohei, right?
Yeah, sure. And I think I think the one team here that I think is probably a little too high on this list, the Padres at plus 118. The Padres need to just blow it up. Like let Juan Soto walk.
That's
just blow
that's
it up. And start
that's the rumor right now is they're going to lose Blake Snell. They're going to lose Josh Hader.
Yep.
They're going to Juan Soto is most likely going to walk.
Yep.
If he doesn't walk, they're going to trade him, and then he's
I
going
mean,
to walk from wherever he goes from that point.
Do you? I mean, what about Manny? What about that? Do you try and get pieces for them? And just, like you're saying,
I think they did what hurts everybody when they sign these contracts. Their contract's too large.
Yep.
There's only like 2 teams that are going to be willing to take on those contracts.
Yeah.
And it's the Yankees and Boston, and neither one of them need
Or
those
LA.
positions.
Or LA.
Or LA.
if we got
But they're not going to trade to LA because they're going to try to compete with LA. So then they're not going to trade to LA.
I was about to say that would solve LA's third base problem right there.
It would definitely solve the
one.
Dodgers' third base problem. I think if you're the Padres and you're blowing it up, you don't mind trading to the Dodgers. I think the interesting piece is like
Depends on what you get back.
Yeah, I think the interesting piece is you're right. The Red Sox surely don't need third base.
No, they have Devers
With
locked up.
They can't move
They can
Machado
move-
back to short because you still got Trevor Story and you're still got that young kid over there. So I think for the sense of like a Manny Machado, it almost makes sense for the Cubs. Like if you're the Cubs and you're really going to try to compete, Manny Machado makes a lot of sense for you.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, to get a big bat at third like that, a big 300 guy who can go out there and
30
produce.
homers, you know, 100 RBIs in the right line.
to go at their young core.
No. So,
Somebody, I think that's a little too high on this. I know you were getting ready to end.
good.
But watch Tampa. Look for Tampa to sell.
Yeah,
I think
love-
Tampa's going to sell some of their pieces. There's already rumors out there that they're looking to shop Glasnow, and they're looking to shop their other big pitcher.
Shea Baez.
Yeah, Shane. Yeah, so they're looking to get rid of some of their big name pitching because Glasnow's been linked to Atlanta and he's been linked to a couple other
Is
big contending teams.
is Randy still down there?
Randy Arozarena,
Yeah.
he's actually been linked to Atlanta as well for us to make a deal to go get him to play left field.
I love how much this guy reads the fan pages.
Yeah. every fan boy, everybody's linked up with
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Fucking Bryce Harper coming to the Braves, baby.
now 4 years ago it would have made sense because our ballpark is built for a left-handed bat.
Yeah.
So-
I'm with you though. I think there's so many people that are going to waste money on Tampa. They never prove it. They never do it. They never.
Except for 2018.
It's not going to happen. You're wasting your money. If you want to put your money on somebody that actually probably could win it, a good team is the Toronto Blue Jays, right underneath them, right? If you want close to those same odds.
Hell,
So.
go put money on the Yankees. They're not going to win either, but you have better odds with them than you do with Tampa.
Tampa. So.
Hey, I'll take the Orioles there. I'll take the Orioles. I would take.
All right.
The Royals at plus 3,000 or 30,000.
The Orioles are right here.
No.
I thought he said the Royals.
No.
Hey, Colorado's your worst odds.
25,000.
Colorado and Oakland are your worst odds. So,
It's because
No,
Oakland doesn't have
O's.
anybody.
Baltimore O's.
all right, give me your prediction.
Winner. Astros.
Wow. I hate you because that's who I'm gonna pick. So I'm with you. I think the Astros. I think there's, like I said, a lot of core bats. Jose Abreu probably has a better season. You know, pitching. I have confidence the Astros built up the bullpen. They know they're going to win now. Situation.
Obviously, nationally, I'm going to pick Atlanta to go, but I think out of the American League, I'm going to go with the Rangers again.
All right, now give me a champion. You're not skipping out
Atlanta.
on it. All right. If you had to take Atlanta out of it, who would you pick?
Rangers.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Because
I like the Rangers.
I think they're going to go re-sign Monty,
Yep.
and so you get DeGrom, Monty, and Eovaldi
Yep.
with their lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the Rangers get better at first base or center field. I think those are the two spots where I think the Rangers probably want to spend some money this offseason.
Yeah.
So.
What's your sleeper?
Good sleeper choice. Yeah, for the odds, give me the Cubs. I think the Cubs have.
All right, so we're matching up
We're
all the
gonna
way
match
around.
up on that too. Great. Yeah.
All the way around.
Sorry,
today.
Cubs. No chance for you this year. I just think I just look at the Cubs and I say they have a core where they probably played better this past year than they thought they were going to, and then all of a sudden realize, wow, we have a decent core here. Can we get some pieces here to make ourselves better?
I think the problem with them is they're going to lose pitching before they gain pitching.
Probably.
Stroman's going to be out.
Yeah.
And it's a matter if they can re-sign Bellinger.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'm not going with the Cubs. But I'll go with Seattle.
I like Seattle. That's a good pick.
I like Seattle.
Actually, you know
That's a
what?
good
For
pick.
the same odds, we talked about them at the beginning of this pick. I'm going back with Arizona.
Yeah. I think
For
Arizona's
this-
certainly closer than the Cubs are.
For the same odds here, according to this webpage.
This is Caesars.
Yeah. Then yeah, I would put money. Yeah, I would put money on Arizona with the same odds.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So, all right, hit us in the comments. Let us know who your way too early World Series 2024 winner is. And as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.